There's a lot to be said about making sure you hire the right realtor. As it worked out, I saw a house that I was interested in viewing. I reached out to Eric. You saw me immediately, and I appreciated that so much because it doesn't usually work that way. Viewed the house and came here and realized when I looked out and I was on the 11th fairway at Lake of the Pines that this was a house for me. And we put an offer down that night after talking to Eric about should I go forward, and positively yes. We got our house listed in the market, and I say we because together we've got it listed within 3 days, and within a week we had an offer on it. What's better than that? With Eric, I felt that I could depend on him to guide me and honestly keep me stress-free throughout it. I was working while doing it, and we had a calendar, and if I had a concern, I called and got an immediate response. He called me and reached out to me to let me know what was going on, and I really appreciate that communication. It's extremely vital, but it doesn't always happen because I've worked with realtors before and it doesn't always happen, and I'm just grateful that it did. I think everything fell in place just the way it was supposed to, meant to be. You were fabulous. I would do it all over again, but thank God I don't have to. Absolutely recommend Eric Hatch, no better. I don't think I would have done it without you, because we put that offer. You encouraged me to put the offer on the house, but yes, we had some work to do. And the work was, Carol, let's list your house, and we did it in 3 days, and we did it.
So, how did you pick Eric Hatch, and why would you pick Eric Hatch?
The internet. we found you on Yelp.
Yes, and I think we really enjoyed working with you, Eric. You have a very good way of not selling the place. You were really helpful in helping us make an objective decision instead of an emotional decision, and I think that was tremendously helpful for us.
And what I also liked is after the first trip, after you got to know who we are and kind of what we were looking for, you were making some recommendations that were like, yes, that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for like a remodeled, house. There was this specific parameters, and I think you got that pretty quickly after meeting us after the first trip.
Working with a local expert is helpful.
Yeah. Oh, and the tours, going around and seeing the little rivers and things like that, all the back roads, I think that made us fall in love with the area quite a bit.
And I just sold my house, which is 150 miles from where I live, through Century 21 with Eric Hatch. And I was very intimidated by the whole process of selling my home. And Eric guided me through the entire process. He had the house on the market for less than a week, and it sold for more than the asking price. I can't recommend anybody higher than I recommend Eric Hatch. I know nothing about technology, and he guided me through all of the steps using my smartphone as a computer, from doing the title work to getting the dry rot work done. I couldn't be more pleased. He is such a nice person and a very patient person. And if you're selling a house, or if you want to buy a house, do yourself a favor and contact Century 21 and ask for Eric Hatch.
The idea of leaving a house, with an empty house, you hear all sorts of stories, and then moving. I recall being concerned about some of that stuff and talking to you about it, and you sort of had solutions for everything that I was afraid of. And you had experience with that before. And again, it's just part of feeling good about saying, okay, well, Eric says that if we do this, he can do this and it'll be fine. If somebody from out of state, a termite would made me completely crazy. I don't think you know how many times you talked me off the ledge. You never made me feel like I was bothering you, or that, even if you didn't have time, you'd say, okay, well, let me get, I can't get to you now, but let me get back. Your communication is absolutely excellent. When you came to our house, your presentation and the preparation that you had, I was really pretty impressed. And I can't even tell you how many different people that I had in my house fixing stuff who knew you. No matter what else is happening, you know you really have a good realtor. And I knew that, but it took a while for the house to sell, which is certainly not your fault. But it just, when you hear that the guy that's gonna, do your floors, it's gonna do whatever, knows of you and is familiar with you, for me, that was all really important.
And if you were going to make one comment about working with Eric Hatch, what would it be?
Eric Hatch is the only realtor to go with. He is the best.
Because we had intended that we were going to sell the house, and then we kind of said, no, we're not going to. But our experience with you was really good.
Yes, it was.
So we came back to you, and we're glad we did.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Eric.
You're very welcome, guys. Thank you.